Hey you. Yeah, you. I heard you were thinking about getting a septum piercing. Are you wondering how painful it is? Or maybe how much it costs? Or perhaps you're wondering how long will it take to heal? Well, today's your lucky day because I'm spilling all the beans about getting a septum piercing. Welcome to Unguided Adulting, a series on my channel where we talk about growing up and becoming real adults. And today we will be discussing the septum piercing. Listen. Before you get this piercing, you need to do your research on who is going to pierce you. Do not go to just anybody. I repeat, do not go to just anybody. You will have your nose messed up. Make sure before you go, read the Google reviews, read the Yelp reviews. I almost took my friend to get a septum piercing from someone who I had never gone to because my piercer wasn't in that day. Before we went, we read the reviews. The first review that came up, it was a septum review. Let me tell you, this review said the needle couldn't go through. Somehow the piercer messed up and they were fiddling with her nose while she was bleeding there for a whole 15 minutes. A septum piercing should take like 20 seconds, the most maybe 60 seconds. In terms of pain, this piercing is a piece of cake. You know, like when someone pinches you really hard and it just like stings? That's almost how it felt like. It's not the most painful piercing out there, I'll tell you that. I would rate this piercing maybe a 4.5 out of 10. A septum piercing will cost anywhere from $40 to $200. If you're getting titanium, gold, or really fancy jewelry, it's probably gonna cost a lot more. Sometimes it can go up to $300, $500. So if you're allergic to stainless steel and your piercer recommends that you get either gold or titanium jewelry, that will cost you more money. But it's for a good cause, you know. You don't want to be in your home with an itchy piercing because you have an allergy. We don't want that for you. Just save up, do right by yourself. My piercer charges $60. The $60 that I got for my piercing, it came with the jewelry, it came with the piercing, of course. In order to clean your piercing, you're going to need only 3 things. Actually, 4 things. You're going to need sea salt, water, what's the other one? Q-tips, and a spray bottle. Listen, you can buy the H2O salt spray if you want. I personally have never used that. I just prefer making my own solution, and it's also cheaper. So here's how I make my own solution. I bought a 97-cent spray bottle from Walmart. I bought sea salt that was around maybe like $2. I still have that sea salt from 2019 when I got my piercing because it lasts that long and sea salt never goes bad. What I usually do is I take that spray bottle, I fill it up with a lot of salt. Once I put enough salt in there, I add in warm water and then I shake them up. Jesus Christ. And then I spray it on a Q-tip and I use it to clean the septum piercing. I flip the piercing up, clean under, flip it down, clean over. And when my piercing was healing, I did that twice a day. I never missed any days because that's the most important time to clean your newly fresh piercing. I've seen videos of people who just don't clean their piercings and then it gets swollen and it gets really big and gross. Don't be one of those people. And if you do end up getting an infection or you feel like you're about to get an infection, start doing salt water soaks. So what that looks like is you take a huge bowl of warm water, put in a bunch of salt in there as much as you want, take a spoon, stir it in really nicely, and then dip your entire face like this. Of course, like come up to breathe, like don't like drown yourself in the water. Dip your head and then come out and breathe. Dip your head and come out and breathe, and do that for 10 minutes. That will do wonders for your piercing. So after your piercing has healed completely, do not, and I repeat, do not stop taking care of your piercing, please. That's how some people end up getting infections after their piercing has healed, and then you have to start healing your piercing all over again. I never miss a day where I don't clean my piercing, and you have to do that for yourself. If you love yourself, you will clean your piercings, okay? Love yourself. You spend all that money and you don't clean your piercings for why? Why would you do that? In order to switch out your septum piercing after it has fully healed, do not take out your piercing before it heals. And I did that and I almost got an infection. Do not do what I did. I am making this video so you can learn from my mistakes. In order to switch out your septum piercing, do it right after you come out the shower, because if you do it when your nose is dry, especially if you've never done it before, you will be spending 2 hours taking out that piercing and trying to replace it. gonna try on my jewelry and show you how to wear your septum jewelry. The first thing you need to do is feel around your nose like this. Take your septum ring or your horseshoe, hook it into your nose like this, and put your other finger right here so that you can feel for the hole. Once you've done that, just hook it like this and feel and push, and be careful. If you've never done it before, it's gonna take you a while. It takes me maybe like a minute to do it. Once you find the hole and your finger, because your finger is supposed to guide you so you can find the hole and push the piercing through. Once you've done that, which I have just done, push the piercing through like that, and voila, we have our septum. So after that, take your ball, and sometimes this can be such a huge challenge for me because the ball is so tiny. So just make sure you do it really slowly. The first time I did this, it took me an hour. Just be patient with yourself, be patient with your septum piercing, and do it slowly. Don't injure yourself. Last but not least, I'm gonna discuss where you can buy your septum jewelry. I usually buy my jewelry from Amazon because every other place I've tried has disappointed me incredibly, and some of these places are actually really pricey. So when I bought the jewelry and it wasn't what I was expecting, I was very disappointed, and I just stuck to buying jewelry from Amazon. If you find good sellers with good reviews, you will get the best jewelry of your life, and it only costs somewhere between $10 to like $20. Mine that I've bought, I usually buy a pack of septum jewelry for like $10, and if I want fancier jewelry like maybe a clicker, it's usually between $11 to maybe $20, and that's like either a pack of clickers or just like one fancy clicker. If you want good jewelry, I would only recommend Amazon because that's where I've had the most success. Every other place I've been disappointed. And if you know anywhere I could buy good jewelry for my septum that is not gonna give me irritation, please comment down below, because I thought I found the place until I tried on a septum clicker, and the next day my nose was stiff, it was swollen. I was about to cry because that was after I had had my septum for like around a year, so there was no reason for it to start having an infection because of some random terrible quality jewelry. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, my tripod broke. Okay, I think I fixed it. That's crazy. Maybe you want to know how much it costs. You don't want to break the bank, right? Nobody has all the money in the world. I mean, unless you're like a I love recording outside because of the sun, but the noise is something else. I don't know how I feel about this.